just going to go ahead and say the first one there that's accepting a $500 donation. I don't know if any of my colleagues on the council have any questions on that, or if we can just approve that one right off the bat. Accepting the 500.
I'm up to approve that, Councilor Carney.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, thank you for taking care of that item. I'm glad that we didn't have any objections to that. Okay, so the other one we have we're requesting some purchases of equipment. So I know I have Peter Bardot on here, who is our new ground superintendent, and I didn't check, but Rich DeVesti was supposed to be on here as well. So I'm going to actually turn that over to them. This is a capital purchase that in the capital plan initially was for a tractor, but we felt that we could use the same dollar amount to provide better services in our department by purchasing a truck and 2 Bobcats. So I'm going to see if Peter or Rich are on here to address that.
Yeah, hello, this is Rich DeVesti, the fleet director. Instead of buying a bigger piece of equipment, we're going to buy the smaller Bobcats where we can get better coverage, mechanize more people to clear snow and get dual use out of it for summer and winter, basically. And the truck the same way. The truck is going to replace something we had to take out of service that got too old. And that's pretty much it. I don't have some more information.
So I guess my only question with this is this $125,000 that we're spending, is this approved based on the 18.1 million that we cut? I mean, is this money that's allocated that, is appropriate to spend, or?
So I can address that. So we did pull two capital items out for the contingency budget, and both of those were playground related. So they were not equipment purchase related. So these should fall in line with what we should still be able to purchase.
Okay, great.
Is the cost of these vehicles the same? Is it less money because it's a smaller unit, or is?
So I can't speak to the cost of that, but we're able to get 3 pieces of equipment versus the one which we were going to get a tractor.
Oh, so you're going to get 3 for 1. Okay.
So yeah, because we're going to get Bobcats, and again, this will help us actually clear a lot more snow, more so than the department ever has been able to do in the past on sidewalks in front of our buildings.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll just ask that we move, if everybody's in favor of that.
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Yep. All right. So that's all set. The last one.
Okay. So we have one final item. So if you remember last year, we had a contract with Galaxy Communications for the ice rink at Clinton Square and Sunnycrest. It was a very financially positive situation for us. They gave us record attendance basically through their promotions of both ice rinks. However, going into this ice rink season, if we open Sunnycrest, it's not going to be for public skate. It'll likely be for groups. Therefore, no revenue will be made there through admissions. And Clinton Square, we are planning on opening, but it's just too iffy. We just don't know if we could have record attendance again because there's nothing else to do, or we may not have anybody coming out because we just don't know what the world will look like in 2 or 3 months. So we didn't want to enter into an agreement with Galaxy where it could either be a financial disaster for either them or us. And I just wasn't comfortable doing that. So we'd still like to go into a contract with Galaxy Communications. We don't want to have a promised specific dollar revenue the way we did last year. What we want to do is we want to take the trends of last year, and basically the percentage, which was in this case was 12%. We paid them 12% of our revenues last year because they did give us record attendance. So we want to change the terms of the contract for this winter to provide them 12% of our revenues because they are going to promote it the same way. They're not going to decrease the amount that they promoted on the radio the way they did last year. So we just I'd like to amend this ordinance so that we can change the contract so that it still is financially beneficial to both organizations.
So if I can get some clarity, so basically they plugged it like crazy last year. We're not going to do that this year. So that's correct. So how is it going to change actually?
They are going to plug it like crazy they're going to plug it like crazy. They're going to still sell sponsorships if they want, and they're still going to have, Princess Night and Prince Night, obviously with whatever safety guidelines are in place. We're still confident that through whatever way we can safely operate, they're going to still promote us. It's not the easiest thing to understand because it is something new that we've never done. But again, last year they promised us that we'd make $135,000 in revenues at Sunnycrest in Clinton Square. So obviously we can't enter into that contract the way that it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
The difference is there was a guarantee of revenue based on the partnership last year, and you are looking to waive that guarantee because obviously with COVID, we can't guarantee that there will be that amount of revenue. Is that correct?
Right. So there was a guarantee set up in the contract for either entity. So basically, if we did not bring in $135,000 in revenue last year, they guaranteed that they would provide the difference to us. But on the other side, if we brought in more than $135,000, we owed them a cut of that overage. I just don't know how we can project a number where it either doesn't short us or short them. We just can't predict. We have nothing to base this off of. So, because we had record numbers last year, and really we can say I feel confident saying a lot of it was due to them. We think that they can help us out again this year. So that's why we want to go with the percentage so we'll still keep whatever we bring in and then just 12% of it. So even if we have like a really low year because it's a hot year or it's a really cold year, or just because nobody comes out, we still think that they'll provide a boost to our attendance.
How many people can you have at any given time?
So, I can only speak to right now. Right now, we have a plan, I think, in place that will accept 60 reservations because we're going to have to do a reservation system. I think we said we're going to accept 60 or 70 reservations in advance with the assumption that there'll be some no-shows because we can't charge them over the phone, so that we can take 50 reservations at any given point in time. That could change tomorrow. That could certainly change by November and December. But so that's the plan as we have it written right now. The staff have actually gone out to the ice rink in Skinny Atlas. They've actually done a lot of visits to other ice rinks that have been operating to find best practices.
So that would be like per hour. Do you rent by the hour?
I think we have it set up for an hour and a half reservation, and then you have to leave. Give us a half hour to sterilize everything. We're not going to run a concession stand. We're not going to really operate with a warming room. It's going to just be in and out through the building. And then you go outside and your stuff is stored outside and you have your hour and a half on the ice. And then, yes, you have to leave and then come in for a new paid reservation if you'd like.
So that right there will shorten your numbers quite a bit.
Well, in the past, though, you could pay one fee and stay for 12 hours.
Oh.
So in the sense, it's just so hard to predict.
Mm-hmm.
But we feel like that we do feel that they gave us a benefit last year with the attendance. I mean, I don't know if you listen to the radio. It's just like when this time of year or coming up soon, you can't turn on the radio without hearing Lights on the Lake. They provided us the last year the same thing. They called it Skates in the City. You could not turn on the radio last year without hearing about Skates in the City. They've committed to giving us the same amount of airtime, even though they know we have one less rink and less time. So I do think that it'll be a finance. I mean, I wouldn't want to go into this if we thought that it would be, if we'd lose money on this, because obviously now's not time to do that.
No, yeah. Okay.
So, and those are all of our items this week.
Okay. Is everybody in favor of moving that item?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All those items are ready to go on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks all the Parks team. Take care, y'all.